formidable robot.
Hello again, my name is Microsoft Sam, and today we are reading a sequel pasta to the MONARCH Chronicles from the ARG files, by DIZZYGAMER. More people have joined the commentary, while others are not here today, so let's list them. So Scotty.
Here again, Sam.
Buckwild from Ice Age.
Right here again, Microsoft Sam.
Barry B. Benson from B-Movie.
Right back at ya, Sam.
Peedy the Parrot.
Here, Sam. Here.
Lastly, Michael Lernout.
Right here, buddy.
Good, all good.
I gotta say, that last commentary was very swell, Sam.
Yeah, but at the end, Bonzi got an hour video blocked on copyright grounds for playing that stupid song from a stupid meme.
And what was that song my so-called friend played?
Get Down, or properly known as Get Down, which is a Japanese song used in that viral GoldenEye for Nintendo 64 video, where the character models start having spasm attacks in-game.
Oh yeah, I have heard about it in that one TFTAF video I watched all those years ago. It's about scary game glitches.
Oh god, those memories take me back.
I can say the same, Buck.
Okay, should we get on with this story?
Of course, Michael. Before I'd continue with the information, there are some clarifications I'd wanna clear from the last post. The faceless man looked like a clay model head from those stop-motion movies, even down to the stop-motion animation.
Speaking of stop motion, have you guys seen that new Wallace and Gromit movie that first aired on Christmas Day last year?
No.
Not yet really.
Not
Never
really,
heard of it
look.
in my life.
I did, and it does have the callback to the antagonist from The Wrong Trousers, named Feathers.
Yeah, he kinda looks like Pingu, except his body is like that of a bowling pin, with dots for eyes.
I can agree, Scotty. So let's get back with the story, shall we, Sam?
Yes, Buck. One of the forensics noticed the facial structure, details, and even the size and shape of the nose looked like one of the criminals arrested. A 24-year-old man named Ron Jenkins Petson, who was arrested for shooting his neighbor due to a dispute about a lawnmower.
Is this story starting to take inspiration from the movie The Lawnmower Man?
I have never watched that movie, Scotty.
Good grief, the CGI used in that movie is terrifying, but at least I didn't get nightmares from it.
That movie came out in 1992, so you know why the CG animation looks like a fever dream to begin with.
I can totally see that, so back to the story. Now about Archibald. According to a recorded Skype call, Archibald went to therapy where he was diagnosed with bipolar depression and CPTSD. Archibald said he was taking medication in multiple therapy sessions. Then just as we were attempting to crack the portion of the—
Ramming Gooners.
Shut up, Peedy. You're starting to become a new Bonzi buddy.
It's alternate reality game, Peedy, not ass-ramming gooners.
Sorry about that.
Then just as we were attempting to crack the portion of the ARG, Archibald dug through his attic and found archived VHS tapes stored in a box all with the name, Monarch, followed by the events and dates, which is why Archibald emailed us about said ARG. With that out of the way, here's the new stuff resurfaced. We received Archibald's box from UPS and looked inside. Inside were the VHS tapes containing the word Monarch, with the events stated including news broadcasts, more PSAs, even instances of home movies. We picked up one titled, Monarch, WSB-TV, June 20th, 1965, New Virus Outbreak Spotted. I asked Mitchell if he could retrieve the break room TVs with a VCR player. After getting the VCR, we hesitantly put the tape in. Why would you spell Mitchell with only one L in this story? Shit, you corrected the spelling of Mitchell's name in the last story, then you decided to reduce the last L from it in your
Don't
story.
even think about it, Sam. Dizzy's grammar might be a bit tricky, but he's doing well until the end.
Yes, so whatever. After a few commercials and the intro to WSB-TV played, a serious anchorman says the following.
Multiple virus cases from the CDC had been reported in Chicago, New Jersey, and small cities of Georgia.
You could hear a pin drop as the deathly cold silence filled the office.
I don't.
Shut the fuck up, Peedy.
You wouldn't think.
Mitchell started, his voice above a whisper. No, I said, my voice slowly quivering.
This is major, but it should have cleared, right?
Our boss Rodney said.
That's the thing. We don't know if it...
Mitchell clarified. Rodney paused and thought about it before sighing.
Look, we'll lock down the facility if things go awry. Just get back to work.
Rodney said firmly.
Let's go to traffic control with Jerry. It looks pretty grim, doesn't it?
The anchorman said. The camera cuts to an upward shot of the road towards Chicago.
Yeah, Carl, the situation looks grim. Hundreds of people are trying to take the exit outside of Chicago.
Jerry said. Then we saw Archibald for an interview.
We have an eyewitness with us, Archibald Smith of El Paso, Texas.
Thank you, Carl. I was outside by the garden when I noticed one of those infected butterfly creatures biting my neighbor. Then if it wasn't not enough, my buddy Adam Winston charged outside, screaming and stabbing the creatures with a metal spatula each time it made a thunderous crunch and splat, something you'll hear in a box office gem of a horror movie.
CDC have said that the creatures came from that fake blood paste. What do you think, Archibald?
Carl asked.
I think scientists were playing with God and making ungodly creatures.
Archibald said. Basically what we got was that a group of scientists were playing with God and creating something no one should make. We made a quick road trip to the location of the laboratory. It all led to a storage unit in the outskirts of Dallas, Texas. What we recovered was the most insane, bone-chilling and disturbing pieces of evidence we found. Covering the lab was the result of someone who was desperately summoning Anubis. Dead rats, dead mice, dead bugs, dead Bart. Why did I say that?
Maybe it's because...
Don't start Peedy.
Oh God, Ed Bart. I remember that Simpsons creepypasta. It was freaky and sad yet nonsensical at the same time.
Yeah, it's one of those classic creepypastas that aged like milk, like Red Mist for example.
We're nearly there to the end of the story, so let's go back scene.
On it, Barry. Thick dust caked the entire exterior of the storage vault. We removed, decontaminated the folders, and checked each piece of evidence. We were right. Dr. Chester Westbrook and Dr. Lance June had created the virus gene, and both scientists were arrested in June 20th, 2013. Years after the events happened, the two were sentenced to death by lethal injection.
Hey, reminds me of another creepypasta gem called Necrosleep.
Yeah, that one entry on that story where the scientist gets executed for doing more than human experiments.
Of course, though that attached video with a black and white thumbnail of a beheaded canine kind of upsets me a bit.
The biggest question was, is the virus still happening? Unfortunately, yes, a new strain of the virus had been unmasked on New Year's, and the total cases were 12 reported cases in China and Japan, and 2 of them were outside of our original location before we moved.
That's one long-ass run-on sentence with only 2 commas at the start.
Stop it, Peedy.
Is this COVID-19 all over again?
Please don't mention that, Scotty. The maker of this video had suffered COVID-19 once in March to April of 2024, and he got confused of being infected again in the summer, despite he no longer had COVID.
Sorry to hear about that, Sam.
Poor guy. I hope he won't suffer another virus even worse, like the one in this story.
It's a creepypasta buck.
It's not even real, you know.
Shit. What was I thinking? We're at the end of the story, so let's move on.
To this day, we've checked more and more of the archives and found nothing new. We can finally put this ARG to a close, so does this video. Good grief, that was a toughie. What do you guys think?
I think it's about as alright as the previous story we covered on.
It seems like the writing style is starting to improve a bit, but what frustrates me the most is some of the improper use or lack of punctuations before or after the quotations or dialogue. I can agree, it confuses the maker of this video.
It was pretty fun to voice act in this pasta. But there's so much stuff going on in these stories.
Hey, fun fact, these stories were based on Dizzy's fear.
A fear of butterflies?
Yeah, and moths too. That's the one. It's called Lepidopterophobia. I love the lore and concept of an irrational fear of a harmless insect put into one creepypasta series.
This is just like that SpongeBob episode that this story series made fun of last year, called Wormy.
Oh crumbs, that close-up of the so-called butterfly creeps me out. And it looks nothing like a butterfly when shot in live action.
Yeah, that scared the shit out of me when I first watched the episode. Anyways, should we end the video?
Of course we can, but let's not conclude the video with a goddamn random annoying song.
I won't, Sam.
Good Peedy. Thanks for listening, and have a swell day folks.